Why did you go to see the eclipse?
Because it's a phenomenal that after a long time, I think it happened in 1979 in USA. And so this is first time where you can see total eclipse in Northern America from coast to coast, and this is God's wonder, that sun which is so radiating and powerful, and the moon is going to cover the shadow, create the shadow on the sun, and I want to experience it, how, like, what it is.
Thank you. So what happened?
So the plan was actually 1 year ago when first it was out, and we had 20 people. We came down to 6 people. We went there backpacking, and every place we parked our car is like 200 car right in front of us. We kept on getting turned around that you cannot park your car. Okay. It was crowd of people, and then we were trying to find, we went to Ranger, and then we tried to find out where, like, because it's in the news, all the popular places like Strawberry Mountain Top, Dixie Point, all those points where you see I have the map that totally it is happening, that's all are full by the time we went there.
Okay. And
then finally we had done a couple of hikes, then we went to Kinney Points where not many people are there. We checked, and my thing was that I was always been spiritual, and my intention was already Oregon, Mount Shasta, these places are highly spiritually charged place. And that was another reason for me to go to Oregon, because it is I think the land of spirituality, and I wanted to absorb that spiritual energy, and I was going through a lot of turmoil in my life, with my ex being court and all those things, child custody, and a lot of negative things were happening, and I wanted to clear. And I know the sun is very powerful, and then the fact that sun and moon are coming in one plane, one alignment, is double power. So I went top of the mountain, and everybody's all and I did not do any research what eclipse can do to you. And I just went there, just the idea of because I love to be in mountain, I love the nature, I love whatever happens in the nature. So and then when I went there, and I decided that I'll sit in meditation, and while people are all munching on food, American people, they love to eat, they always find the reason to eat, and especially alcohol, alcohol, cheese, bread, fruits, and then I told them, do everything but don't cut the fruit, because that's sacrificing. So during eclipse in our Eastern tradition, we don't cut it. Actually, we don't do any eating or cutting. We actually pray all the eclipse, And so then I just sat down quietly. I frequently when I saw that when first thing that I saw that one bite, like a pinch from the sun, and I don't know, I felt some it's kind of vortex, like something like spiral things going from the thing, and it's like I just opened my hand and I just cried out loud that God, remove all the darkness from my heart. I said, the sun, you're so powerful. Only light can remove the darkness. And when as moon cover you and bring the darkness to you, you take my darkness away. When you come back, I should be full of light. That's how I opened my hand and please heal me from top to bottom, including my thyroid. I just opened and embraced it. And then I sat in meditation. And then I had a lot of anger with my ex and things. At this moment, I couldn't even think, like about anybody. I was as you know, in the beginning, that when the sun was getting eaten, like one bite, birds were all lined up, flying from here to there. They're all wondering. They are so confused. What's happening? All of a sudden, it became pin drop silence, and I didn't need to put any effort, not to have any inner chattering. My mind was completely silent. I couldn't think about anyone, and I couldn't think ill about anyone. Absolutely zero negativity, absolutely no thought. I didn't need to put any effort at all. And then when the totality happens, then I saw that as I was sitting, the temperatures kept on dropping. But even when it's 90%, eclipse happened, 90% sun is gone, still the sun was so powerful. You can still see the light and you can still feel the heat. And it was amazing. I said, wow, that's called the authenticity, that the sun doesn't matter, it's still so powerful. Even the 2% light was keeping the place light. When the totality happened, it completely became dark, and there's light around the moon, and then it looked like kind of full moon. The sky is completely dark, and still there's light. We can see the shadow, but it looks like full moon night. And it was only 2 minutes, so right away when sun was coming out, it looked like a diamond. Diamond ring. I just saw it, but my own realization happened that when the totality happened, I looked at the sun, and I see even moon could completely, make the sunlight disappear. There's a light around that darkness. And I said, that's how the light should be. That even no matter what comes, the people hatred and this, if my heart is full of love, other people's hatred should not minimize me. I should be still radiate the love. Like the sun did not stop radiating the love, even the moon covered the sun. Why should I stop loving somebody because that person hates me? That is that person's issues. That's not me. That person's reaction and response should not define who I am. My definition and the person who I am is loving. No matter what. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm fearless. I don't have fear of losing anything. Or I don't have fear of death. Because we are immortal. We are soul. And this is just the body. And then that moment, I said the intention that I'll see. I always say in my yoga class that see goodness in others and goodness in yourself. And that moment, I truly felt, yes, you can see goodness in others and you can see goodness in yourself. I felt totally, and I feel it is spiritual awakening because I never felt that way. And I had no control over how I was feeling. The energy, that completely feeling so light and so transcended, and you can fly. And I went and gave everybody a hug. And then when I said, okay, I had 3 mat, 6 people. I said, let's do, I was doing yoga, started with 3. And then finally everybody did. I said that this is the rising sun. The sun is coming, and let us, let the sun remove all the darkness from our heart. And so whole yoga was heart opening and keep radiating the light. Actually, on meetup, I had told them that, the experience is so phenomenal, and we should set intention no matter what. We'll keep radiating love and light to whoever comes in contact with us. And other people's behavior and hatred or what's going around it should not define us and should not create sadness or hatred or revenge or negativity in your heart. And I am a mountaineer, and I, in my yoga class also I said, like mountain, so victorious, standing tall, cloud passes through, peak stays high, it doesn't try to hide. The challenges in the life is like cloud, it will pass through. We're born victorious, we are blissful, we are meant to love, we are all shining star, like the sun and moon, and the tree and the birds and the rivers, and that was my feeling, and I'm still feeling that way. That energy is still with me. My ex had hurt so much. I lost everything in my life, money, child, relationship, but still right now I do not have any negative feelings toward him anymore, even toward anybody anymore. Even if I try hard, it's not coming. So hopefully, because I was trying to say, okay, am I hypnotized, still in the hypnosis? But energy is sustaining, and I think that is part of spiritual awakening, because before you have that awakening, God removes everything from you. And I have been going through I got into yoga, became yoga teacher in 2010 after I lost my dad in 2009. When I lost my dad in 2009, then I realized that we all want to feel important. Our ego get attached to people. We feel that if we do something, we leave something for others. We all want to be immortal. We want to live forever. We want to live through our children. We want to live through our work. We don't want to die. And it is our ego to create the wealth and live for the children. But when we leave, we feel that we are needed. Our children, our spouse, nobody can live without us. But life goes on, like time and tide, wait for none. So our job is we are born to do some service, and our task find the purpose of our life and do that, not getting attached to family. So that is the time I realized that that my father, who was hogging the wealth for my family, and when he passed away, my two brothers didn't care to even go there or about the wealth, and which he thought it was very important for his children. And now that after this meditation, and that when I saw the totality and the light, and I feel that like this court fighting or the Trump doing these things, all those things, we are so worked up. We want to make ourselves we are right, this is wrong. But in the nature, nobody has this court, nobody has this riot, nobody does any of these things. They stay at the moment and they accept it. They're not judging, they're not saying what is right or wrong. They do their job. In the sun's job to radiate the light and give the light regardless. Its job to shine whether cloud passes through or thunderstorm comes or rain pouring. The moon, same thing. The world is moving around, birds are doing things. It's only human that we start judging, and we try to see others through our own experience, and we think we're always right, and we always want to be right. But there's no right or wrong. There's nothing right or wrong. And yes, my dad never fought actually. And another thing I realized, now I became like my father. My dad, we're seven of us. My mother is completely polar opposite of my father. My father is laid back. My father had said that if somebody slap on your one face, you give the other face to slap. And I thought my dad is coward. But my dad is strong. He had the spiritual wisdom. And we thought he's coward. But my uncles, my dad, like I also did similar thing. Like I took care of my family, I brought them, I did this. Now I have nothing. My dad did all those things for his family. But when his family had said that, what you had done for me, my dad never went up the list. Look, when you're 5 years old, I bought you this. When you're 10 years old, he didn't have any list of things he had done. He had said that it's not your job to remember what you had done for others. Your job to remember what others did to you. And if you had done something for somebody, and the moment you remind them you did these things for them, the fruit of your, the task, it's done, diminished. Because you lost the joy of giving, and other person lost the joy of taking from you. Because you caused the pain in that person from taking help from you or getting help from you. Because you reminded that yes, you're better than that other person because you're able to do things for others. So you're already separating yourself, that making yourself superior, and other person making them feel inferior. And then my dad another said that in Bengali, that when you do anything, so he followed Gita, and he followed only two things. Like he's not an idol worshipper. He never go to temple to worship. He'll not chant mantras. He'll not ask priest to do puja for him, because he thinks the God is in your heart, and you have, somebody does work for you and you get the benefit. It doesn't do work, You have to do your own work. And he, like when, even after coming to, and he will just chant one mantra from Gita, and for him, speaking the truth and living life honestly, like livelihood, because in Bangladesh everything is bribery. He never takes bribe, or he doesn't give anybody bribe. So for him, taking bribe is sin, and giving bribe is also promoting another person to commit a sin. I remember my father was an ADM, assistant ADM, and then when these people, one of the they robbed the jewelry and was in the jail, and they brought the suitcase full of money and told my dad that this money is just for a cup of tea. And we are very poor, we're struggling. I was doing private tuition to my dad's driver's daughter. My dad's drivers had color TV and refrigerator. We didn't have it. We lived very poorly. And then my mom said that, we cannot even put fees for our children's school. Why don't you take so much money? We can fix our house, we can do. And my father said, we call Shahad Harmini, that you are my spouse, you are my second half, and your job to guide me to the truth and to keep me in your right path, like being righteous. And you are, instead of doing your job, you want me to be off the right path and do the bad thing. After that, my mom never ever said that. None of us. We said that no, what my dad said is right. And with that, my dad lost his, because still my sister had to bribe to get a job. My uncle had to take bribe to become a doctor. And they said that because my dad did all the work except he didn't give the bribe and they didn't get the job, they felt that my dad did nothing. So now, I reached this point. And so then when we came, and if we ask my dad, my dad's another thing that he would write him a letter, and he would write that, may God bless all. He never blessed me. Like, I said, Dad, I have school final, I have to take the test, can you bless me that I get the highest marks? Still my dad will say, may God bless all. He never just say that yes, you should get the highest and other people should get lower marks. He never said it. And if I can bring that later, because I moved so many from and then I said that why you said to make our place all. It seems so impersonal. I am your daughter. You just say, Jolly, you be blessed. You get all A's. You get all this. And then he said that when I bless all, you are also in that. And that time, I did not. For me, I was so selfish. I only pray for myself, and I pray for my daughter, pray for my family. And I made myself so small, and I'm living in this small world. The world is bigger. Everybody is, part of us. And which my father had, when I call my dad said, how are you? My dad said, my dad is the only one who said that God gave me more than I asked. I am the happiest and richest person. I have no desire and no ask from God and no complaint to God that give me this, give me that, or why didn't do that. Every time we called, my sister and we called, and even we have all these things, can I talk like my dad? No. We did not reach that contentment that God gave us more than what we asked for. And I feel that, more and more I'm going in toward, like my father may have now hold my hand. I said, Jolly, don't shrink yourself, because after getting married to my ex, I really shrank. I was not a shrink person. For me, when I got scholarship in my 5th grade, with money, first thing I bought my dad, my mom, and my brothers and sisters. I never thought for myself. I put them first. I never had an attachment to the money and like me. I thought my family means everybody's my family. But now, over the years, I moved away from a true self. That's not me. I am much bigger. And so I felt this totality bring my old self back. I found myself. That's what I felt. And that's what I felt. That was a spiritual awakening for me. I got the answer for 7 years. I kept on searching the answer. Why these things are happening? What message God wants to give me? That's it.
Wow. Thank you.